It's awful.
Yeah, it's not here.
Yeah. Well, you won't get a blood spot again.
Plastic bag.
Really? Wow. Yeah.
Plastic bag.
Yeah. Yeah, just a bag, just a little paper bag. Wow. Oh, I'm so laughing. Yeah, it doesn't look good. That's
That whole post.
well, I didn't see it on.
Almost meeting order, April 28th at 7 p.m. First, approved minutes of April 14th, 2026.
I move we approve the minutes of April 14th, 2026, but you have to add the date at which we, the time at which we, adjourned. I don't remember.
I can't.
7:30-ish. Quick. No, that was the last one, that was,
I think it was like 8 o'clock.
It means a heading, well. We need minutes of the select board being April 14, 2026. Copy I got, didn't have it.
Mine didn't either, but that's okay. We can just tell Jessica
The
that.
Zoom recording will let you know exactly what it is.
Oh,
Awesome. Let us know.
Yeah, I mean, you can go to the YouTube channel and
I got them.
figure it out.
And Jordan did not that be,
yes, that was,
so shouldn't that be noted on there?
I took minutes, I'm not good at it, so.
Okay. This is where
say it out loud so Jessica can get it.
Mert Taylor Senior resigned from the cemetery committee, and his resignation was sadly and gratefully
Accepted.
accepted. And I can't read my writing on some street, 36 acres to chapter 1, and we will not purchase it.
Oh, that,
Whatever that is.
That's a right of first refusal and we decided not to exercise the
Right,
right.
but
of
that
first
should
refusal.
be in there.
Okay,
I don't have the address. I need a
it's,
message.
Jessica should have the,
it would be on the previous minutes.
well,
or
no,
the previous
previous,
agenda.
oh, I was in the stuff,
All right,
the last meeting.
yeah, she's nodding, she's got it.
She's amazing. Okay,
Thank you, Jessica.
so with those corrections, I second the motion.
All in favor?
I,
Aye. Vote on appointment of
Tabitha,
Tabitha here to the Revenue Recreation Committee.
I move that we approve Tabitha Shearer as a member of the Recreation Committee. I actually spoke with her at the last select board meeting and she indicated her interest and Sandy indicated her desire to have her there. So I will approve that appointment.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
I
I don't know if you fill out that form on top of that packet in front of you.
Oh. No, my name's signed on the bottom, so you can fill it out.
Wow.
Reminder,
never look at blank form that's already been signed in the mouth I don't know, never take it for granted. Never look a horse in the gift horse in the mouth or whatever.
reminder that town election is scheduled for 12 to 6 p.m. on Saturday, May 2nd, 2026 at the town hall.
That is this coming Saturday.
And I
Please spread the word.
electronic signs out.
All
I
right,
thought that was going to happen.
yeah, I'll email Dan Schurer tonight. It only takes a few minutes for him to do it, but Mark has to put them in the right place because they're both in the same place. They
Right.
need to be facing different directions.
Yes, yes,
But the programming is very quick.
but I've come across a couple of people who don't know that town meeting has been moved.
It is on the sign board in front of the town office.
I recommend those signs go up ASAP, so electronic.
Well, we're not gonna put town meeting sign up yet, because just the voting, because we are limited number of letters or space to put information there. Okay, go ahead.
Reminder that the annual town meeting has been postponed to 1 p.m. on Saturday, May 30th. 2026 at the town safety complex, spread the word.
Well, spread the word about the election too, please.
Schedule poll hearing for Grant Street, 7-day notice needed.
So when do we want to do it?
Our next meeting,
What's our next meeting?
Oh, the 12th?
couple of weeks.
So if we schedule it, if we, schedule it for the 12th, we have to post it by the 5th. Sure.
Sounds good.
Are we sure that, they can do it then?
Just, check.
Can you reach out to who is it, Eversource?
Yeah,
Just see if they can participate, and they can participate by Zoom. if
and it's a
they want.
40-foot pole, so these specifications, so.
Okay. Okay, so Bob Baker's not here and that one's been crossed out, so we check that out.
Discuss and vote on firefighter police fiscal year 27 insurance premium.
So there was a note in here from Paula.
Oh, you have that now, and then this is the full warrant, and then with the same insurer that we've used, and was dropped off on the 23rd by Maya without adequate details according to Paula.
So the difference in premium, if we have $175,000 coverage for loss of life versus $150,000 loss of life, is $323 more. And we have to select and vote on the quote. It's a difference between $20,036 or $19,713. I would say for the firefighters, I would give them the higher loss of life benefit.
Agreed.
So I move that we accept quote number 308767, which is the higher benefit. That's the higher premium for the higher benefit loss of life coverage for the firefighter and police in FY 27 insurance.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
Aye. Discuss town annual report. So I got several calls from Dale Fusco this week because she was for the at least second, maybe more years in a row, distressed at the length of the annual report from MTRSD for inclusion in the town annual report. It is significantly, they have always been, at least as long as I've been involved, significantly longer than any other committee or board or commission report. And part of it is because it includes information for all of the towns in the district, not just Plainfield. That's fine on the financial end, because I think people in Plainfield want to know how much other towns are paying relative to what we're paying. But I don't know that we need every single detail about every single program that they operate for every single different category of student. Particularly if it's a fairly small number of students. And what I had proposed to her was that we include the stuff that is most relevant to the town's budget and interests, and that we invite MTRSD, that's in quotes, MTRSD to provide a supplemental annual report if that's what they want, because a lot of it reads as if it were a PR piece for the Mohawk Trail Regional School District. And I understand that they're critical, they have a hard job, and they're fighting for survival at this point. But I don't think that we should be paying for the printing of the public relation message they want to get out. So I didn't want to do that unilaterally. I thought we had to talk about it. But in the meantime, Gail Fusco called Cheryl Stanton, the superintendent's office, spoke with her assistant and explained the problem that their reports took up a disproportionate number of pages in our annual report and were increasing the cost of it. I gather this year's submission from MTRSD was significantly longer even than last year's. But in any case, she's waiting for Cheryl Stanton's office to get back to her. So I thought I would still bring it up and see what you guys think.
So we don't have anyone from Cheryl, if they're really interested.
Not yet. And my feeling is also, and it may end up being Jessica, or it could be Jessica in partnership with a member of the select board, that I think our annual reports have become complicated enough that it would be of benefit to Gail, since she's a subcontractor. She's not even on a board or a committee or whatever. She just does it at a discounted rate because she has the skills and we need them. I think I would advise the select board to consider appointing a member of the select board to work with Jessica on the earlier preparation of the town annual report, because I also know that people in town really want to have a copy of the annual report printed and available earlier than.
After town meeting.
Well, no, by law, it has to be before town meeting, but, you know, at least 2 to 3 weeks. I think because we delayed annual town meeting this year, we will make the 2-week before town meeting deadline. But I think if it could be 3 weeks or even a month before, that would be better, because it's for the year previous. It's not for this current year. It's for the year that ended June 30 of a year ago. And we ought to be able to get our act together to produce that report a month in advance and have it available at the town offices or wherever so that people could pick them up. And I think that that would be a significant service to the town to get our act together on that sooner.
Sounds like a good idea. Make it happen.
I've been trying for 2 years now, and it's a challenge, I will admit.
What's the delay?
Sorry,
What is it that causes it to not happen?
people don't turn in their annual reports on time. And frankly, the worst among them is often not, I don't think so much this year, but in other years has been the school district. Because our accounting years don't line up, or the timing of when we're doing, you know, some of it was the sustainability study they were taking on, and they didn't necessarily have all the reports from that ready. But it's people meeting deadlines is the biggest obstacle.
So we're holding up our town annual report, waiting for the school district.
Not only the school district. I mean, this year, there are a couple of other town committees
Sure.
that have been way behind schedule and are still behind schedule. And, I mean,
Leave them out.
sorry,
Leave them out. They can't make the deadline to get the reports in. Is there a rule, a law that we have to?
well, there's a law that the town has to report on the previous fiscal year prior to the annual town meeting. And I think that if you omitted something like, just let's say, the buildings committee, that would be a conspicuous omission and potentially seriously bad because of the financial impact that it has on our budget.
And holding the report then makes it. Adds extreme difficulty to our contractor who prepares it.
Well, if she doesn't have all of the components, so each of the committee reports comes from the committee chair,
I get that,
right?
I get that.
And if she doesn't get those by a certain time, then she can't compile the report. And it's tricky. It's kind of like a jigsaw puzzle, because sometimes the reports are really long, sometimes they're really short. She doesn't want to edit the words of a committee chair, and she has to figure out how to fit it all on the page, and she fills in with illustrations or not. I mean,
Is there a means by which there can be an absolute deadline for submission to the annual report? And if it's late, it's not in the annual report, but it must, I don't know what consequence would be. It must be available and provided by that delinquent committee at the date of annual meeting.
I wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment.
Is there a process?
It's not a question of process. I think it's a question of how do you enforce it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what the.
If the committee doesn't have a budget to print a report that gets included in, then what do you do? Sandy has an idea.
Well, it's not particularly an idea. However, most of the reports that go into the town report are not financial reports other than our treasurer or accountant. Mostly it's a report of what they've done throughout the year. And we have had in the past where people have not put it in. I hate to say it, I was one of them. Did not get it in on time and it did not go in.
Well, maybe that's your answer, Kara, is that if there's a committee that didn't get the report in on time, you have the name of the committee, and you say, report not submitted before the deadline to print. Period. And then let the town deal with it. I mean, let residents complain to that chair. Report in, we did so much work last year.
I will say one other thing too. There are lots of people who don't even read the reports.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
Yeah.
But it is,
it is
it's
important,
an
but,
historical document.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is an archive of what the town has done. So, I mean. After June 30, I'm out of the business of worrying about the annual town report, so I'm just making a recommendation that you think about it now. The last 2 years. I have said at our first select board meeting of the year. And also at both all committees meetings every year. It is not too late to turn in your report. It's not too early to have started your report. In fact, I'm gonna give a shout out to Rob Shearer here because the fire department sent us an email with a report on everything they had done in the previous year, and I was like blown away. The email we got in July was a perfectly adequate, no, it was a superior annual report for the FY25 annual report. And as busy as he is, if we could get it done, I don't understand why everybody else can. Paula?
Polly, 11 Windsor Ave. I'd suggest that there be a deadline put in the bylaws. As is, the budget deadline. And that the deadline be much earlier, like maybe October. Because that's only, it's for the previous year.
And that would also clear up the confusion because there's a lot of confusion still, even though we've been saying it for over 2 years. Whether they're doing it to the end of the fiscal year or to the end of the calendar year, it's the fiscal year. That's what is required by law.
So if it's October, they'll get more of an idea that it's for the fiscal year.
And then we also have another 3 to 5 months to browbeat them into finally doing what's past the deadline. Well, I mean, I think changing the bylaws is a cumbersome process. We couldn't do that until next year's annual town meeting. Because bylaw warrant articles are cumbersome and require a lot of notice. But it's not a bad idea. It's a good idea, I think. So.
Is it, at this point, it's a fairly arbitrary deadline?
No. What do you mean?
for the submission.
First of the year or something.
Well, we've tried to say it's due by December 31st, but that never happens. And I don't know what the constraints are on the Mohawk Trail Regional School District end. I don't know why theirs always seem to come in late. Maybe it's a function of different kinds of accounting and reporting and certifications that they have to get from the state. They may have other statutory constraints of which I'm unaware. So I just would hold out a little bit of grace for them. But,
For how much we pay them, they should have it ready.
you would think.
Any other questions?
That's all I'm gonna say, and right now, it's in Gail's hands, she has contacted the school district. She's got most of the information she needs, if not all, I think she's got everything she needs from the town, she didn't mention anything else. She said that she's been, delighted working with Jessica, that you've been helpful. She said that Shannon was very helpful too, Shannon was riding herd on a lot of committees before she left. So I'm not taking anything away from Shannon. But, all right, I'll be quiet on the town annual report, but I think it's something that the select board ought to be paying attention to, since it's a statutory requirement that we have to fulfill before the town meeting.
Thank you.
It's like, thanks a lot, Judy. I heard that, Kathy.
I'll review bulletin number 2 from the Cannabis Control Commission, enact modernizing Commonwealth cannabis.
So we have the bulletin, that is, let me just read portions of it. Governor has signed an act guiding municipalities regarding the act's provisions to limit the delivery of marijuana and marijuana products. Section 25 of the act authorizes the Cannabis Control Commission to issue licenses that allow limited delivery of marijuana and marijuana products to consumers. Under the statute, limited delivery is permitted in every municipality in the Commonwealth. However, a municipality that does not authorize retail marijuana establishment licenses, like Plainfield, within its borders, may request a waiver from the commission. On initial request, the commission must grant the waiver, and the municipality can temporarily prohibit delivery. Waiver is valid for up to 2 years and can be extended in 2-year increments. To get a waiver, we would have to confirm that we don't authorize retail marijuana establishments. We don't. Prepare and submit a 2-year waiver request to the commission from the chief municipal executive, and track the 2-year waiver period and request extensions as needed. If we don't do anything, it's allowed. It's allowed. The delivery of marijuana and marijuana products directly to consumers would be allowed.
Now, I tend to take a sort of, laissez-faire kind of approach. What people want to do in their own home is their business, it's not my business. And I don't feel like I should be dictating whether or not they can have marijuana or marijuana products delivered to their home if it's legal in the state. So even though we don't want to have retail establishments, and I think that's mostly born of the fact that most people in town don't really want other towns flocking to Plainfield to buy their marijuana products. I'd say do nothing. I don't have a strong opinion on it, but that's just my opinion.
I further think that, people who are using medical marijuana
Oh, yeah.
could be put at risk. If they weren't able to receive
Get it delivered.
a delivery
Yeah.
of it. Comments from the floor?
I just have a question, what's meant by delivery, because Can't be sent through the mail, can it?
No, it would be, they have delivery trucks that deliver it.
Oh, okay.
Like DoorDash. Okay.
It's DoorDash.
It's cash.
It's coming from places that are licensed for retail
Okay,
distribution.
and they just get it
And
delivered.
they have a delivery service. And maybe they charge something for it, maybe they don't, I don't know.
It certainly would be delivered from our town farms.
So if somebody wanted to open a pot store under the thing that you just read, would they have to go, could they automatically just do it, or is that
Well, Plainfield doesn't authorize.
retail?
We don't allow any retail marijuana sales.
Okay,
We
so,
are.
So that's what consider in our area would be able to do this. But any retail establishment, any of the retail establishments in Greenfield or Northampton or
Sales and their little.
could have a delivery service that takes orders, maybe online, maybe not, I don't know. I'm guessing,
However they do it.
yeah, and then they would have some sort of a routine delivery system set up, and I don't object to that.
Delila Madison on Summit Street, what Kara read didn't indicate to me that the farms here could not.
Well, no, but the
No,
special
they don't
permits
They
too.
don't have a license to sell retail.
Right, but
They have a
if you,
license to grow.
right, if you read that, it says that it said that the license, if those municipalities that do not allow retail sales can apply for a waiver.
Right,
So we would have to apply for a waiver. and-
to have it blocked.
Right.
Right, but if we don't apply for a waiver, can they still do delivery?
No, it's, this is.
Then an authorized retail marijuana establishment could do it.
So the authorization.
Okay.
They're not
for
a
special.
retail
Right, I
marijuana
understand.
establishment.
I
They're
understand.
an authorized,
So they're licensed and
they're an authorized grower.
Got it, okay,
They can't sell directly to a
Got it.
consumer.
Okay.
They'd lose everything.
okay.
Any other questions?
do we have to vote on this?
So I move that we take no action to opt out of section 25 as a municipality that does not authorize retail marijuana establishment license.
I second that motion.
All in favor?
I,
Stuff response to Congressman Neal's letter.
that was about, how did we spend our ARPA money? But it was fairly detailed in what he wanted. How he wanted to know how American Rescue Plan funds have been deployed to support public health, schools, small businesses, housing, and local infrastructure. Progress on projects funded through the bipartisan infrastructure law, such as improvements to roads, bridges, broadband, or water systems. Local efforts supported by the Inflation Reduction Act, from clean energy projects and efficiency upgrades to workforce development. And opportunities you see stemming from the CHIPS and Science Act, particularly in manufacturing and workforce partnerships.
I think it'd be wonderful to see some data statewide, but this last paragraph in Neil's letter is concerning to me. Quote, your update will allow me to continue sharing the story of what a difference federal investment makes here in the first district. It will also allow me to continue advocating for your priorities in Washington and to ensure that our communities remain at the forefront of future federal initiatives. At this time, it just sounds campaignish.
It is.
It's good.
That's exactly what it.
And I think that has to be noted.
And I don't think a lot of the way we spent our ARPA money, some of it was for the, I mean, I don't think we put,
The biggest chunk went to broadband.
Yeah.
$110,000.
yeah, and that was it. But we didn't put anything into housing, did we?
No,
And we didn't put anything
But if you, depends on how you define, you know, public health, because they were defining with ARPA funds, public health around like isolation and connectedness during a time.
I wonder if some of our, and Polly may know the answer to this question, were any of our vaccine clinics, funded by ARPA money?
No.
Okay, local infrastructure, did we use any of it for roads?
We used them for signs, the road signs, the robust Ashford signs. There was like, I think 20,000 that went to that. We have a breakdown of it, but I think to Kara's point, the question is, what is it for? And if it feels comfortable for us to send it to them, then I'm happy to provide you the stuff that I have from our notes around it, but,
I would suggest that if you could give us your list, that we not necessarily conform to his question, but we say, this is how we spent our ARPA funds.
to you all, I can give you whatever you need.
Let him draw what conclusions he wants. And, you know, I don't think the ARPA money we got is gonna make a hill of beans difference in his campaign.
No.
So, I'm not terribly worried about him using it for campaign purposes, but yeah, that's obviously what he's doing. Cause he's got a lot of people running against him, or some people anyway, not a lot, maybe.
I can send it or Paula can share it, it's up to you.
Why
Okay,
don't you,
just send it to Jess and copy Paula.
yeah,
Okay.
that's perfect, thank you.
Any other questions? And one of our favorites, KP Law bill for $618.
I move we approve the KP law bill for $618.
Second that motion.
All in favor?
Do we have warrants we have to sign?
There's staff.
Yeah, right there.
Oh,
Any other business questions?
Mert Taylor Jr.
Yeah,
has stepped up, at least unofficially.
you're supposed to come in today.
Okay,
Well-
so I didn't know if you met with the, Secondary Commission or,
That-
I only spoke with Ruth. I think you.
I'm gonna talk to
spoke with
Ruth.
him, And I saw him at the transfer station and he acknowledged, yes, he planned to do such.
Yeah, you're supposed to come in, but you probably forgot. Talk to Ruth about it, I said, have it come in, so.
Okay, so the position is technically still open until he does so.
Right. I imagine he'll show up at some point.
it's a limit on the number of people who should be on the cemetery committee. Is there?
I don't think so.
If you had extra people on that, that would be okay. There any other business on the phone?
Any other business? No,
I move we adjourn.
Second motion.
favor?
Aye.